My name is Nick Mackman. I just recently graduated with an entrepreneurship major degree, and I was in the Ivy College business. My business is NJM Tennis, and we create fun design tennis dampeners for young adults so they can show off their personality on the court. And a tennis dampener is a little piece of rubber that goes on the bottom of your tennis strings on your tennis racket. And its main function is to reduce the amount of vibrations that go into your arm when you hit a tennis ball. All tennis dampeners are kind of like function the same since they're kind of like a little piece of rubber. So I feel like really the main core of what drives people to buy tennis dampeners are kind of like the design of them. So that's kind of where my business comes in. It's kind of like creating that design that like people want, but that's not really on the market. So there's kind of two main designs that people play with. A company logo design, so you could think of like Wilson, it'd be like a big W. And there's like kind of like a fun design, and you can think of like emojis. And so what kind of sparked this idea for like creating these fun design dampeners are like current fun design tennis dampeners on the market are mainly catered towards kids. Are very like kind of basic or cookie cutter. It's kind of like the same offerings have been offered for the past 10 years. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make my own dampeners that I think are more catered towards young adults that I think they would like. So I've been playing tennis for roughly about 10 years now. And the idea came from me as a kid loving tennis dampeners, kind of just as like a design thing, not necessarily for like the functionality of it. And as I kind of grew up, I was like, well, it's kind of the same designs on the market. No one's really making anything new. So I eventually stopped playing with one. So I'm just gonna do it myself and launch designs that I like, that I think other people would like, and kind of fill this gap in the market for like fun design tennis dampeners for young adults. I think it's like really cool to be able to kind of solve problems that people have like had kind of, and fill that gap that people have like been missing. Like for me, for like my stuff, like I always wanted a certain product, and no one like made it, and I'm like, okay, I'll just do it myself at this point. So I've been waiting way too long for something like this to come up, and I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. Yeah, I would say probably the number one thing I could tell an entrepreneur that like is just starting their business is do something that you're passionate about. I think that's the number one thing that people like struggle with is passion with their business. Also, finding your why is obviously kind of like a thing you hear all the time if you're an entrepreneur, is finding that like why you're doing your business. That's important, and I think that kind of goes in with like the passion, like being passionate about your business.